Hello there. Welcome to the sleep clinic. How are you doing tonight? Good. Are you checking in for the evening? Fantastic. Could I just grab your first and last name and date of birth? Okay. Perfect. I see you in my system right here. It looks like your GP referred you to us to do an overnight sleep study. Perfect. Could you tell me just a little bit more about some of the issues that you've been facing? Has it been more trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep, getting up in the night a lot of times, or, waking up really, really early and not being able to go back to sleep? Okay. No, I think that's definitely something that we can address. So essentially, I'll go into a little bit more detail later, but we're just going to monitor you throughout the night, and the goal of the sleep study is to better understand the issues that you're facing, so that we can partner with your general physician in coming up with a treatment plan that's going to work for you and help you just get a better night's sleep on a more regular basis, because nobody deserves to be dealing with this. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you will take a seat, the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of a physical exam. It's not going to be as extensive as you probably had at your GP's recently, but we will look at your heart rate, your blood pressure, just get some vitals, and look into your eyes, that kind of thing. And we'll do those again in the morning after you hopefully have a very restful night's sleep, just so we can understand a little bit about how the way you're sleeping is affecting your body overall. Okay, does that sound good? Okay, perfect. Well, just sit right there. I'm going to go ahead and gather my instruments, sanitize my hands, and put on some gloves, and then we'll get started. Great, okay. So the first thing, just for your safety, is just putting on a bit of hand sanitizer. I did wash my hands just a few minutes ago, but we like to be very sure. Hand sanitizer also smells very nice. Unexpected bonus. Okay, and then I'll just get a pair of fresh gloves and put those on. Are you nice and comfortable? Perfect. Okay. Well, you just sit back and relax while I get started on this exam, okay? So I'm sure that your GP did this recently, but the first thing we'll be doing is just taking your blood pressure very quickly. if you wouldn't mind just extending your left arm. Thank you. I have my little monitor here, so I'll just be squeezing this and checking out what it reads. Okay, so just breathe normally. Okay, wonderful. Your blood pressure looks perfectly normal. So the next thing I'll be doing is just taking a quick listen to your heart and lungs, okay? So if you wouldn't mind just lifting your top up for me. Perfect. Okay. So first I'm going to listen to your heart. So just breathe normally for me. Okay, all sounds good there. And now going to listen to your lungs. Just make sure that they're filling normally, working perfectly. So start by just breathing normally, okay? Okay, and same thing on the other side. Okay, and now if you wouldn't mind just breathing really deeply, just holding it for a second and then releasing, okay? Perfect. Good. Okay, and then just the same thing on the other side, okay? Beautiful. Okay. Well, all sounds perfect there. Heart sounds strong, sounds like it's beating normally. Your lungs feel like they're filling up completely with air, is that right? Great, okay. So it doesn't sound like you have asthma or anything like that. So I wouldn't expect any breathing issues to crop up unless you've already been diagnosed with anything during this sleep study. So yeah, heart and lungs sound perfect. So we'll just move on, okay? Great, okay. So occasionally issues with sleep can have to do with muscular disorders. So one of the things that I want to do quickly now is just take a quick look at your face, look for any signs of weakness or pain anywhere, and then I'll also just look into your eyes and your mouth and quickly to make sure I don't see any issues there as well. Okay, perfect. So you can just hold still, keep your face relaxed for the moment. I'm just gonna take a quick look at everything. Have you been experiencing any pain anywhere? It could be in your face or throughout your body. No? Okay. That's good to hear. And what about on your neck? When I press here, does this feel any sort of pain? No? Okay, wonderful. Doesn't feel inflamed. Okay. Could you smile really big for me? Okay. Could you frown? And raise your eyebrows. And lower them. Fill your nostrils. I don't even know if I'm doing it. Okay. Everything looks good in your face and neck. So I'm just gonna take a quick look in your eyes and mouth, and we'll wrap up the physical part of this exam, okay? Great. If you could just open your mouth really wide and say, ah. Okay, perfect. Just... Okay. Tonsils look normal. And then I'm going to shine this light a little bit into each eye. It might be a little bit bright, I apologize. I just need to see how your pupils are dilating, okay? Okay, great. Okay, right eye looks good. Left eye also looks good. And it appears that your eyes are tracking normally. Dilation looks good. Everything looks good physically. So now we're gonna get into a little bit of a questionnaire, and then we'll start getting you set up for the study so we can figure out what's causing this insomnia, okay? Perfect, okay. Just take my gloves off. Okay, so now that we have gotten that part through, we are just going to go through a little bit of a questionnaire just to see if we can figure out anything that's standing out, pinpoint any potential issues, and just really get a sense of how you've been feeling day to day, okay? So I have it right here on my computer, and I'll just read out a few questions to you, okay? It's a little bit long, I apologize, but feel free to just sit back and relax. Okay, perfect. So, have you had a sleep study or a sleep evaluation done before? No, okay. And have you had any caffeine today? No? Okay, wonderful. Do you generally wear an Apple Watch to bed? I see that you're wearing one now. Do you wear it when you're sleeping? Yeah? Okay. And what kind of score do you normally get when it comes to sleeping? 50 to 55%. Okay, that's pretty low. So could you tell me a little bit about your diet? Would you rate it as very healthy, very unhealthy, somewhere in between? Okay. And are you getting enough fruits and vegetables? Okay. And what about exercise? How often would you say that you're doing at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise? Okay, wonderful. How often are you drinking alcohol? Okay, no, that's no problem. Judgment-free zone. Any illegal drugs, narcotics that I should be aware of? Okay. And what about medications? Okay. And do you take any other medications specifically for sleep, even over the counter or supplements? Melatonin, okay. And do you use a CPAP or BiPAP machine at home? No, okay. So now I'm going to have you rate the following scenarios 1 through 5. Essentially, the question is, how likely do you feel you are to fall asleep in one of these situations? This is part of just screening for narcolepsy or anything similar to that we generally do. So 1 would be not likely at all, and 5 would be extremely likely. Okay. Perfect. Okay. While sitting and reading. Okay. While watching TV. While sitting inactive in a public place. This could be sitting in a movie theater, something like that. Okay. As a passenger in a car for an hour without a break. Okay. Lying down to rest in the afternoon when circumstances allow for it. Okay. While sitting and talking with someone. Sitting quietly after having lunch, not a lunch with alcohol. And finally, in a car while stopped for a few minutes in traffic. Okay, wonderful. And next is just a series of yes or no questions. So we should be able to get through these fairly quickly. So just respond with yes or no, okay? Perfect. I struggle to stay awake or feel tired during the day. I have fallen asleep while driving. I have difficulty with memory or concentration. I snore or have been told that I snore. I have experienced choking, shortness of breath, or gasping during sleep. I avoid sleeping on my back. I struggle with nasal congestion. I experience leg swelling. I wake at night often to urinate. Someone in my family has sleep apnea. Okay, so the next section is about what we like to call your sleep hygiene. So this is essentially a little bit about your sleep routines. So what time do you generally go to bed, even if you haven't fallen asleep? Okay. And then how long do you find that it takes you to fall asleep? Okay. And what time are you waking up in the mornings? Okay, so you're only getting around 4 hours of sleep a night, and it doesn't sound like they're great hours. Okay. Do you tend to feel refreshed when you wake up in the morning? No. Okay, I didn't think so. So you do struggle to fall asleep, correct? Okay. Are you able to pinpoint what's preventing you from falling asleep? Does it tend to be racing thoughts? Are you having pain? Are your legs restless? Okay. Okay. And so one last quick section for this questionnaire. We just want to screen you for any kind of movement disorder or excessive daytime sleepiness. So this is the second section of just yes or no questions, okay? Great, okay. I wake multiple times during the night. Okay. I nap intentionally or accidentally fall asleep during the day. I sleep in my bed at night. I watch television or use electronics in bed. I sleep with pets. I work in my bedroom. My bedroom is noisy or uncomfortable. I have felt paralyzed while waking up or falling asleep. I have felt weakness in my face or knees when laughing or with strong emotion. I experience dream-like hallucinations when falling asleep or waking up. I have a history of depression. I have chronic pain. I have restlessness or discomfort in my legs at night. I have a history of sleepwalking, sleep talking, sleep eating, or acting out my dreams. Okay. I clench or grind my teeth at night. Okay. And finally, I have nightmares. Okay. Perfect. So that concludes the questionnaire. This has been really helpful. I appreciate you taking the time. I know it was a little bit long. I apologize for that. Okay, so we'll move on now. Okay, so now it is time to get you prepared for bed. So just to explain a little bit about what's going to be happening, you have been assigned a private room for your comfort. It's essentially like a hotel room. You have a bathroom, you have a little fridge with water, you have a little bit of a television. It's not large, but you of course are welcome to read or watch TV until you're ready to fall asleep. So what we'll be doing is I have these sensors. They look like this, with these little wires on them. And I will be attaching them to different parts of your head and face and your limbs to monitor you throughout the night. So while you're sleeping, we'll give you a 10-hour window in which to sleep, hang out for a little bit if you need to, and then fall asleep. And a technician will be in a different room monitoring you while you sleep and keeping track of all the measurements that come from these sensors. The wires are very thin and flexible, and we'll bundle them up when we get into the room so that they aren't in your way while you're in bed. I know that could be a little bit frustrating. So once you are in the room, you are free to lie down, try to get a good night's rest. You won't be bothered unless we see any signs of sleep apnea, and then a technician will come into your room, wake you up for just a few minutes to fetch you with the CPAP machine, just to make sure that your breathing is normal throughout the night, and then you'll just go back to sleep. As I said, since you don't have a family history and your lungs seem fine, you haven't shown any symptoms or noted anything that you've experienced that makes me think that you will show signs of show signs of sleep apnea. But just in case, we'll be prepared for that event. And then we will wake you up in the morning, remove the sensors, give you a little bit of information about the data, and then we will collate all of the data, send it to your GP, and we will work with them to figure out a treatment plan for you, okay? Wonderful. So if you will just sit still for a minute, I'm going to just attach these sensors to a couple different places on your face and your head. And these will just help us get readings on your oxygen levels throughout the night, as well as your heart rate and a few other things. Do those feel okay so far? Okay. Yeah, the material's pretty thin, so it shouldn't bother you too much. I know it'll probably feel a little strange to go to sleep with these on, but hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. Okay. Perfect. So all of the sensors are attached. The last thing that we need to do before I take you to the room is I have a few choices for you to make, actually, just to make sure that your experience is comfortable and you're able to get the best sleep possible, okay? I know it's a strange environment, so it might feel a little weird falling asleep here, but we'll do our best to make sure that you get the best night possible. Great, okay. Just give me one moment. Set these sensors down. Okay, so I have a few choices here for us to make quickly. Do you prefer silence when you're trying to fall asleep? Do you like white noise? We also have headphones in which we can play ambient noises like waves, rain, anything you choose. We also have a wide selection of ASMR. I don't know if you've ever used that to fall asleep to. It's essentially a video and audio genre that a lot of people use for anxiety relief and for sleep. And a lot of it consists of people speaking in calming voices, using triggers to give you kind of tingles throughout your body and help relax you and those sorts of things. So we also have that as an option. And we have these wonderful headphones that you can wear, and they're very comfortable. If you're interested in that option. Ambient sounds. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I can't fall asleep when it's completely silent either. Next, there is an aromatherapy diffuser in the room. We find that can really help people get into a restful mindset. Are you interested in using that? Yes, okay. Let me just run through the options that we have tonight. Let's see. So the first option, very classic, we have lavender. It's known to lower your heart rate and your blood pressure, reduce your anxiety. It's very classic, very well known to be used for sleep. We also have chamomile, which has a very calming and relaxing effect on the mind. We have bergamot, which has been shown to reduce stressful thoughts. And lastly, we have sandalwood, which really helps to even you out emotionally and promotes rest and well-being. Any of those sound good to you? Lavender. Okay, wonderful. It's a classic for a reason. Next, we have a couple of options for pillows and blankets. So right now, as far as pillows, we have down, we have feather, we have cotton, we have memory foam, and we have gel. Memory foam, okay. And as far as blankets, we have cotton, wool, cashmere, linen, or alpaca. Okay. And what temperature do you prefer for sleep? Perfect, okay. Yeah, it is usually a good idea to set the temperature to a little bit cooler because that kind of slows your body down. And would you like any kind of drink to be brought to your room? We have tea, water, some people even like warm milk or something like that. Hot chocolate. Okay, tea, perfect. Green or black tea? Yes, decaffeinated, of course. Okay, perfect. I will note that. And lastly, I have a lovely sleep mask. I don't know if you would want to use it. It's silk, so it's very good for the skin. It won't break you out or anything like that. Or, crush your eyelashes, whatever. It's very soft, very light, but it does help to block out any of those lights that might come from the monitors. It should be very minimal, but you never know if it'll bother you. Okay, perfect. So now I will take you into your room, so if you'll just come with me. How are you feeling? How's the bed? How does the pillow feel? Perfect, okay. Do you want to try sleeping right away? Yeah, okay. I know we've done a lot this evening, so you should be pretty tired at this point. Let's go ahead and put your headphones on, and then I will put your sleep mask on for you, and then I will go to the other room where I can turn on those ambient noises, and hopefully you'll just drift right off. Yeah, okay. No, of course. I'm glad to help. I'm really glad. I hope that we can find some solutions for you. Absolutely. Okay, well, you just lay back and relax. Get these on for